Hello, welcome back to the Moment of Truth with DNAngels. My name is Heidi Keuper, and I'm a genetic genealogist with DNAngels. If you are not familiar with DNAngels, we are a nonprofit organization. We are dedicated to helping people find their biological truth. We do that by using their Ancestry DNA results. Today, my client is Linda. I've been with her for about a week now, Linda. Maybe
Yes,
a little bit
a little
longer.
over, yeah, maybe 2 weeks. Yeah.
And we are going to tell Linda for the very first time the identity of her biological father. Super excited about this. Are you, Linda? How are
I'm
you
very
feeling?
excited and nervous, all the above.
Well, tell us a little bit about your background. You had said it to me in your client room that you were adopted, but you had mentioned something about that you think you may have been stolen from your biological mom. Can you explain that?
Sure. I remember as a child growing up with my bio mother, with her adopted family, and for some reason, I don't know how she met my adopted mother. And I'm putting up air quotes because I don't believe I was legally adopted. I believe that my adopted mother, I knew she couldn't have children, and I knew that she befriended my bio mom. Now I don't know how they intertwined or where or when, but I know at some point now I'm being raised by
Right.
my
How,
adopted
how,
mother.
how old were you when you went to live with your adoptive mother?
The I feel like I remember maybe 4 or 5 because I remember them, putting me in, I think I started 2nd grade
Okay.
in that area, so maybe 7, 6 or 7, and I recall the last name, and it is when they registered me with their last name, and I
Mhm.
knew that I was a ride out, which
Yeah,
was
that had changed. That's okay.
yes,
That had changed.
yes. So, yeah, so I kinda knew growing up as a child that something was off, aside
Right.
from just how I looked, um,
Were
and
you
just the
ever
kids talking.
were you ever given any information about your biofather at all?
None
Nothing?
whatsoever, none whatsoever, and, I never asked any of my parents because of the fear of hurting their feelings,
Mhm.
and I just got to a point where I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna look and see if I can find this person just to see where I get the additional looks from.
Right. I'm so glad you found us.
Yeah, same here, same here.
This is gonna be random, but what is your favorite color?
Pink. Pink
Pink.
is my
Okay.
favorite color.
We ask our viewers to leave the hearts with the favorite color of your choice, so pink hearts, and we
Mhm.
ask them to leave them in the comments to help show their support of your journey and supporting you in the next steps that you're going to be taking after I unload all this information in your lap here in just a minute.
Okay, I'm getting ready.
Okay, so let me give a little bit of, I know I told you some of this, but I want our viewers to understand. So let me give it a little bit of background. I had found your grandparents pretty early on, and your grandmother passed away when she was only 24 years old.
Wow.
And so she passed away from pregnancy complications. She had 4 children at that time when she passed away.
Mm,
She had 3 boys and a girl. And the children were dispersed amongst family members. So it's taken me a while to try and identify where those 4 children of your grandmother, where they went.
okay.
So as I was building out your tree, I kept coming across this ancestry profile, and I was kind of following her trees, and I saw her name enough that it piqued my interest. And so I clicked on her profile, and it said in her profile she had said that she had found out as an adult that she was adopted,
Wow.
and she knew her bio parents' names, and she listed their names in her profile. But she was adopted into your biological family. So
Mm,
she was a big piece of helping me with this mystery because she was familiar with the the children of your
Okay.
grandparents. So she was a lot of help. Now, I mentioned that they had 3 boys. I had grandparents, and one of those 3 boys is your biological father.
Okay.
But because of this, her name is Kim. She doesn't mind saying your name.
Mhm.
She is a child of your biological uncle.
Oh.
Only when the children were dispersed amongst the family, only one son went to Chester, where you were
Mm.
born. So, genetically speaking, I have to say that any of the 3 sons could be your biological father, but the other 2 boys weren't in Chester. They were
Okay.
different part of the United States.
Mhm.
So, that helped me out a lot. She gave me a picture of your
Mhm.
biological father. Would you like to see his picture?
Sure, but can you tell me if you see any similarities?
Oh, he is handsome. You could tell when you see this picture, you're going to be, oh, he's very dashing, very, very dashing.
Okay.
So, and it's not the best picture. I wish I could have gotten a better one, but it was what I had to work with. But it's still,
Okay.
you will see. His name is Frank.
Mhm. Wow. Wow.
Unfortunately, he passed away in 1979.
Really?
Right, and I have his obituary that I'll be sending to you. Said he passed away from stab wounds.
Mm.
So, and Kim, your cousin, said that she thinks she remembers a story about him having like some kind of domestic
Okay.
dispute.
Mhm.
But one thing I found interesting about his obituary is it says he is survived by one son, his son's name of
Mhm.
Chester, and one daughter, but doesn't say the name of the daughter.
Wow.
And that has Kim and I wondering if he knew about you, if he knew that he had a daughter.
Mm.
So it's very possible that you could be, listed in his obituary.
Wow.
Then when I'm talking to Kim, I had sent her a picture of yourself, and I asked her,
Okay.
"Does she look like kin to you?" And she said to me, "She looks like my Aunt Helen." Remember, I had told you that.
Yes.
Here is Miss Fashionista Helen, your aunt.
Wow.
I do see a
Fashion.
resemblance with. I've got another picture of her too. I'm going to send to you.
Okay.
This is a picture of your 2 uncles and your aunt.
Wow.
What is it
Wow.
like to be seeing people that look like you? Pictures of your biological family.
It's it feels good. It feels good to tie those 2 strings
Right.
to see, like I said, where I came from the paternal side.
It's important.
So it feels good. I just wish I coulda, met him.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it feels good. It feels good to see.
He does have a son. So Kim was not very she didn't have a relationship with Frank because he moved to a different part. Okay,
Okay.
he went to a different. So she had his obituary and she has a picture, but I asked her about his son because I want to
Mhm.
put you in contact with his son. So
Okay.
Kim does not know his son personally, but trust me, the telephone train has started about you being into this family. And all the cousins are talking. And I said, I need to get to Linda pretty quick because someone else is going to
Um,
get to her before me because you are welcomed with open arms into this family.
oh, that's
Yeah,
good. So
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So where is everyone located?
I don't want to. I'll tell you when we get off air
Oh,
here.
yeah, that's fine.
I don't want to say locations of where they're at,
Right,
but
right.
Kim is on Facebook, and that's where I've been talking to her. We've been talking to each other via Facebook, and I had given Kim my email address.
Mhm.
Rather communicate over email. Well, she must have shared my email address because I'm getting emails now from your family.
No
So,
way.
yes, so they want to meet you. They're super excited. You're going to be busy getting to know your new cousins
Well, I'm
here
nervous.
next few days. I know it's a lot, but I'm really, really
Mm.
happy for you, Linda.
Wow, I'm happy and I appreciate all the hard work, and I kept telling you, "Whoa, it's a lot. You're giving me a lot. You're giving me a lot," but I was here for the ride. I kept saying I'm afraid of Pandora's box, but again, I was prepared for whatever came today. Whether it was highs or lows, I just knew I needed that extra piece,
I
so
was really hoping that he was still alive. I
me
mean,
too, me too.
I was
So
sad to see that, but I'm glad that we got a picture.
same,
If you have a sibling,
same.
we just need to find him, but you do have a brother out there.
So is his sibling still alive?
We're not sure. Your sibling. It'd be
No,
your
no. My my
Oh no,
father.
Frank's siblings. Helen, I believe, is alive, but the other brothers have passed.
Okay,
But I
okay,
believe Aunt Helen is still alive.
okay,
So, are
okay.
you going to invite me to this family reunion?
Absolutely, I need to hold your hand.
I'll be there.
Absolutely, I need someone to hold my hand. I do.
I'll,
I
I'll be
really
there.
do.
Well, Linda,
Wow, this
thank you so much for allowing us to share this journey and allowing our viewers to see what it's like for somebody like yourself to find their biological truth. And,
yeah, this is
you do.
very rewarding, and I appreciate all the hard work you and your team, everyone did
You're
such an
welcome.
amazing job and keeping in contact and giving me information, and I felt bad because I was kind of being lax with providing the information
You're
because I
fine.
just didn't know what to expect.
I know you're struggling with the uploads, which, is an ancestry glitch right now. But I
Yeah.
knew that I had figured out by that time that Frank only had one son. And so,
Mhm.
unless that one son had tested on those other platforms, I figured that the other platforms weren't going to be very helpful anyway. It
Okay.
doesn't hurt to have your DNA on them if you'd like. But, well, I think this is going to wrap up this episode. Don't
Well,
forget to put those pink hearts if you'd like to support Linda and her journey. If you have taken an Ancestry DNA test and you are adopted or you're donor conceived or you just never knew who your biological parent was, make sure to reach out to us. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.